Hey guys, Knife Detector here, and take a look at what I've got for you today. Guys, this for me is a grail knife. I've searched for this knife for many years. Let me tell you a little bit about the knife first, and then I'll tell you about how I was looking for it and why I was looking for it. What we have here is a Schrade Old Timer 51 OT. The O and the T standing for Old Timer. Now, this is a big knife, and I'm going to use the word beefy to describe this knife because it is about 4 3/4 inches long close. Okay guys, so this knife was made between the years of 1977 and 1982. Now, the way you can tell that this was made in the USA is because it says right on there, made in the USA, right there on the tang. And in the subsequent years, when this knife was actually remade, or not remade, but issued again or put out again by Schrade, it didn't say USA on it, it said 51 OT. When it was redone again, it came out in, I think, the early 2000s. I don't know if it was 2010, 2005, 2013, something like that. And those were made in China. The Delrin on those, and what I mean by different, is it felt different to me. It felt lighter. In fact, the entire knife felt lighter. I don't know if the steel they used was different in the newer models that they issued, but the entire model felt lighter. It didn't feel as it should, and that's why I resold it back. So this was only made for about 5 years. Of course, there was that other model I mentioned, the 504, I think it is C, that came out later for 2 years. I forgot which 2 years that was. I think it's like 83 and 84, 84 and 85, something like that. And but this is a very hefty, very cool knife to have, guys. It is a very beefy and robust knife. I found this guy on eBay. Now, these guys don't come up on eBay very often. You'll find one right now, probably as of today, that's still for sale, and they're asking about $245 for it. Okay, you might find another one around the price range of about $125 or so. This one I ended up getting for $70 after a little bit of haggling. I had to sell a knife to get this one. I really wanted this one. This is one of those knives that I'm not going to part with. I'm going to keep with for the rest of my life. Let's take a closer look. See how thick this handle is? This is about as thick or almost as thick as a Buck 110's handle at the thickest point. You got brass liners. Now, I think some of these were made with carbon steel, but I think this is stainless. Now, it isn't perfect because it has been used, and it does have some light scratches on there. I was able to buff out some of the more visible scratches, but as you can see, it still has some scratches. Check out the way that blade comes to a point. You got a really nice drop point blade there. One of the things you're going to notice about this knife is that it does not have a nail nick. And let me show you why. Check out that snap. There's ample meat on that blade for you to just open it without using a nail nick. So you can just open it like that, no problem. This truly is a granddad knife, and I think that one of the names for this knife is the granddad knife. This knife was also called the big timer, I believe. The old timer, big timer knife. And for good reason. It is a big, hefty knife. It's pretty beefy, guys. This feels like it's about as heavy as a Buck 110 as well, or a Schrade LB7. You got these beautiful nickel silver bolsters, which had a lot of scratches on them, but I tried to polish some of those out of there using 2000, 2500, and then 3000 grit. Other than that, this is a survivor. It is in beautiful condition. And there's something about that old-fashioned Delrin that you just can't get with that new Delrin. I don't know if they use a different formula, but notice how this Delrin has like a brown hue developing around it because of the years and over time. there's like a brown hue that develops on this Delrin. You have this mocha color, and then you have this brown hue that's coming in there. See where it meets the liners? You're getting this nice little brown hue in there, right in here too, see? I love that about the Old Timer and Schrade Delrin. You got these brass pins, really nice looking brass pins. And you got this interesting shape to the spring right there when you depress it in. Just a gorgeous knife. I'm really happy to get this knife, guys. You have no idea. I was searching for this for many years, and then all of a sudden it came up. That's one of the things that I love about eBay. You know, if you enter a search, it lets you know when it comes up. Now, originally this knife came in a sheath, and it was a large Schrade or Old Timer sheath made of leather, but it was not a 5-inch sheath. It was not a sheath built for a 5-inch knife. It was a special rectangular type of sheath with square bottom that it was made specifically for this knife. Unfortunately, it did not come with a sheath. And then I thought to myself, I remember that Schrade came out with a multi-tool that had a knife sheath with those exact same dimensions that would be perfect for this knife. Not only that, but that knife sheath had the ability to be carried horizontally as well as vertically. And guess what? I found it for 10 bucks on eBay. This is that sheath. It's for a Schrade multi-tool. That's why it says Schrade tool, which doesn't bother me at all because this is a tool. It's a knife. Check it out. You can carry it horizontally or vertically, your choice. And I admit, I've already been carrying this thing for a week. Really love this knife. Let's see how it fits in there just so that you can see. As you can see, it is a perfect fit for this knife. I suspected it would be. I just had a hunch. Let's close it up. Snaps strong, and notice how it goes right up to the top just like that. This sheath is the perfect size for this knife, okay? And it's a Schrade tool. If any of you guys have this knife and you've been looking for a square sheath, look up Schrade multi-tool, and then it is the perfect size for this knife right here. So this is how I carry it because it doesn't have a belt clip. It's kind of big to carry in your pocket, although you could. And this is how I intend to carry it. Now, another look. Check out this beautiful Delrin. I mean, come on. This Delrin still looks like, you know, it hasn't had much use at all, guys. It's beautiful. It is not a perfect knife. You know, this does have a little bit of wear in here, probably from a holster. When I got it, it had a little bit of rust on it. Looks like it had been sitting in a drawer for just, gosh, guys, like 40 years. All right, guys, this is the knife detector. This is the second installment of about 5 or 6 vintage knife videos that I have. Remember, I like to show you knives that are seldom seen, those knives that you can go your whole life and never having seen one. I like to show those knives to you guys because I like to show you that knife collecting is a unique hobby and there's something out there for everyone. And this guy is out there for me. So this is the knife detector, guys, signing off saying keep your knives sharp, but keep your wits even sharper.